Sherry Veronica, and I want to know anyone who is visiting the court, the main court downtown in Barbados, Bridgetown, Barbados. How do they feel when they enter into the court and go through whatever process they need to go through? But there are no metal detectors. They're not being searched. Not really searched, maybe just a hand wand, but they're not being searched because Patricia is pretty surprised that since the chief magistrate and the it's a big facility, why is it not protected by security, more security, and more machines like metal detector machines, that kind of stuff? Why is that not in place in Barbados, Bridgetown, Barbados? Patricia?
Thank you very much, Miss Veronica. Yeah, I had a conversation with Mr. Ian Weeks, and he told me to come back. What was it? What was yesterday? The 30th
No,
of August.
yesterday was the 15th.
The 15th of August. So I went there, and then he removed the curfew. I don't have to go and sign in anymore, like I said. But I was speaking to him last week, and I voiced my concern about the security. And he said he knew for his, I won't say what he said, but when I went there yesterday the 15th, and he told me that he removed all the restrictions on my not going and signing, I mentioned it again. He said, "Oh Lord," because I did mention it before. He said, "Oh Lord." I said, "It's not. I think it's not good enough. You're the chief magistrate in there. There's the chief magistrate. There are other people in there. And there's security. Don't even search you, Miss Veronica. You come through the main guard, the main gate or whatever. They just take your number down, your name and your the ID number, and you walk through. No searches there. So then you go in now to the new building, and then you go to you see several security guards there. They have one of those things that could touch it on the metal thing. But they don't seem to, I don't see anybody using it. And when I went to see the magistrate, I walked right through. I went upstairs. I went in the other section where they have police officers, no searches, and you go and sit down. So I mentioned that to him. I had to mention that to him. And then when I came downstairs, I see 4 security guards. When I walk in out, they're looking at me. They need to have beef up security in there.
So when you were walking out, they overheard what you were saying to the chief magistrate, and when they were offended by it, and they eyeballed you when you were walking out.
Somebody must have told them, went downstairs and told them.
I see.
But I do not. It's for my safety, and not only that, Miss Veronica. When I was in there yesterday, there were like 7 or 8 inmates. Who to say that somebody on the outside know a particular person in there and have a beef with them and goes in there with a weapon or something, God forbid. Pass through all those things I just mentioned, no security, nothing, no party, nothing. Go into that thing and just take out, start shooting up the place. Or whoever they did have a beef with, and then in the process, if they didn't like the magistrate or whatever, God forbids, you know what I mean? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they need to have, because they had an incident, they did not learn from the incident when I think a guy allegedly, but I know it's a fact, but I just like using my words for purpose, allegedly went into the compound. That's when was the old court with a gun. Have they not learned from that? And Magistrate Ian Wicks is not the only magistrate in there. There are lots of clerks in there, lots of people in there, because they need to start searching people, because it's just a matter of time. People pick up on it because it's just that was only open recently. Pick up on that. They don't have no security, nobody searching, and go inside there with something. Just a matter of time they do it again.
Okay.
In whole town, in fairness, when you go in whole town, when you go in the waiting area, as soon as you're going to see the magistrate, you have to empty out all your pockets, and they use the metal thing to search you. I see it happen on St. Matthias. Although St. Matthias lets you go in your phone. And that's something else to Miss Veronica I have an issue with. People going inside the courts with their phones too. Whereas the old court, the old court in Bridgetown, you used to have to put everything on the desk. It's a lot of bridges. They need to get the act together.
Okay.
I don't know if they're government security, but they need to get the act together.
I'm sure they have a lot of cameras in there.
Lives at stake. Just a matter of time. Just take my word for it.
Okay.
Or don't take my word for it. It's a matter of time something bad happens. Okay. If they don't beef up security and start searching people.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
And one more thing, the guards are sometimes so close to the what do you call it? The people too. What is that you can't, even if I know the guards probably just search them, pass something to one of those inmates that's sitting on the benches. So they need to beef up security there. You have a chief magistrate down there. You have other magistrates. You have clerks. You have other workers. You have people. You have the people that come into the court and the inmates. You got to protect everybody. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you very much, Patricia. Thank you. This is Sherry Veronica,
You're welcome.
Naked Departure Radio.